Your soulmate saying, "I'm scared you'll hate me, because what I need to confess is." My child, listen closely to me today, because I am bringing you an urgent message directly from the heart of the one I made for you. Right now, they are sitting in silence and whispering, "I am scared you will hate me." What they need to confess is so heavy on their soul that they are terrified of losing you before they even find you. I have watched you through your lonely nights, and I have caught every silent tear that fell from your eyes. The divine secret is that your soulmate has been crying those exact same tears while praying for someone just like you, but their fear of your hatred keeps them frozen. What they need to confess is that they feel completely unworthy of the pure love you have waiting in your heart. Stay with me until the very end of this message, because I have a specific reason for speaking to your spirit today. I am going to reveal the exact sign I am placing in your path tomorrow, so you will know their confession is real. You must not close your heart now, because the fear that you will hate them is the only thing standing in the way of your blessing. Have you been waking up in the quiet of the night for no reason at all lately? That sudden feeling of warmth in your chest is simply my unseen sign that they are thinking of you, wishing they were brave enough to speak. I am using these gentle moments to prepare your spirit, so when they finally confess their brokenness, you will not hate them. The final step of trust one am asking from you today is to completely let go of your past hurts. You must empty your hands of old pain so you are ready to hold the shattered pieces they are bringing to you in their confession. They are so scared you will hate them, and they need to know that their truth will be met with your endless grace. Jesus says, they sit alone in their room right now, staring at the floor, repeating the words, "I am scared you will hate me." They deeply believe their past mistakes make them unlovable, and what they need to confess feels like a giant mountain they cannot climb. I am working faithfully behind the scenes to soften their heart and give them the courage to bring this confession to you. When you suddenly feel a deep chill followed by a wave of peace, know that it is my protective hand upon your life. I am giving you these unseen signs because hearing their confession will require a strong, grounded spirit from you. They are terrified you will hate them when they finally reveal the deep scars they have been hiding from the world. You must stay with me until the final word of this message is spoken. I will give you the exact physical sign to look for tomorrow morning so you know their arrival and their confession are near. What they need to confess is how long they ran away from true love, and your heart must be ready to hear it without judgment. I know you have felt completely abandoned in the past, and I know your silent tears have asked me why you are still waiting. The divine secret is that your soulmate is waiting too, held back only by the intense fear that you will hate them when they tell you the truth. What they need to confess is that they almost gave up on love completely before I showed them a vision of your face in a dream. You must take the final step of trust and forgive every single person who broke your heart long ago. If you hold on to old anger, you will not be able to embrace your soulmate when they cry out, "I am scared you will hate me." Their difficult confession will heal both of your hearts, but only if your hands are completely empty and ready to catch them. The Lord says, I am searching your heart right now, looking for the gentle peace that will calm their deepest fears. They are pacing in their room, convinced that what they need to confess will make you turn your back on them forever. You must understand that their fear of you hating them is born from a lifetime of being rejected by people who did not know how to love. Do not ignore the sudden flashes of memory of a face you have not even met yet. These unseen signs are my way of weaving your soul with theirs, bridging the gap before they gather the strength to make their confession. I am showing you their presence so that when they say, "I am scared you will hate me," you will already feel a bond of perfect love. Keep listening to my voice until the very end, because your patience will be rewarded with absolute clarity. I am going to share the specific words they will speak when they finally approach you to make this terrifying confession. You need to know this secret, because their fear of you hating them is about to be shattered by the love I have placed inside you. The divine secret you do not know is how many times they have almost reached out to you, only to pull their hand back in fear. They look at your beautiful spirit and think, "I am scared you will hate me," because their own spirit feels so bruised and broken. What they need to confess is that they have never felt good enough for anyone, especially someone as bright and loving as you. This is why the final step of trust requires you to stop doubting your own worth. When you doubt yourself, you block the path I am building for them to come and deliver their heartfelt confession. I need you to stand tall in my love, so you can be the strong fortress they need when they admit they are scared you will hate them. Jesus says, "My precious child, do not let impatience cause you to miss the beautiful story I am writing for your future. The one I have chosen for you is fighting a great battle in their mind, wrestling with the heavy thought, 'I am scared you will hate me.' What they need to confess is a deep shame they carry from a time when they strayed far from my guiding light. Have you noticed how your mood suddenly changes in the middle of the afternoon, filling you with a strange sense of longing? These unseen signs are simply the echoes of their heart calling out to yours, wishing they had the bravery to make their confession today. They are begging me for the strength to face you, because the thought of you hating them is more painful than their darkest memories. Do not walk away from this message before I give you the final truth at the end. I am preparing to tell you exactly where you will be standing when they finally break down and confess their fears to you. They are terrified that what they need to confess will ruin everything, and you must hear my instructions to save this connection. You have spent so many nights wondering if I forgot about your prayers for a true and faithful partner. The divine secret is that I have been answering your prayers by carefully healing the deep wounds of your soulmate, who is still scared you will hate them. What they need to confess is that it took them this long to find you because they had to learn how to love themselves first. The final step of trust is for you to completely surrender your timeline into my loving hands. If you try to rush this meeting, they will panic and hide, because they are not yet ready to make this massive confession. You must trust my timing, knowing that I am removing their fear of you hating them day by day, hour by hour. The Lord says, I am looking down at the beautiful path I have laid out for your feet, and it leads directly to their waiting arms. But right now, there is a wall built on their side of the path, constructed entirely out of the thought, I am scared you will hate me. What they need to confess is the foundation of that wall, and I am handing you the hammer of forgiveness to tear it down. When you hear a gentle ringing in the quiet moments of your morning, do not dismiss it as a random occurrence. These unseen signs are the sound of their spirit knocking softly on the door of your heart, testing the waters before their confession. I am letting you hear their timid approach so you can prepare to show them endless mercy when they worry you will hate them. Please, stay with me through these words, because the ending will bring a peace you have never known. I am going to reveal the exact physical item they will be holding when they finally bring this difficult confession to your feet. Knowing this detail will prove to you that their fear of you hating them was just an illusion I allowed you to conquer together. You have asked me why your past relationships had to end in such confusing and painful ways. The divine secret is that I was clearing your life of false love to make room for this soulmate, even though they are currently scared you will hate them. What they need to confess is that they also suffered at the hands of false love, leaving them terrified to trust again. Your final step of trust today is to believe that you are truly capable of healing another human heart. I have given you a spirit of profound comfort, designed specifically to hold their tears when they make their confession. They are scared you will hate them, but I know you will look at their brokenness and only see a beautiful soul in need of rest. Jesus says, there is a storm raging in their mind right now, a whirlwind of doubt and intense anxiety about the future. At the center of that storm is the constant, crushing thought, I am scared you will hate me. What they need to confess is the reason they built such thick walls around their heart, and they pray you will not judge them for it. Do you ever feel a sudden, invisible weight on your shoulders that lifts just as quickly as it arrived? These unseen signs are the moments when their anxiety peaks, and I allow you to carry a tiny fraction of their burden before their confession. I do this so you will understand the depth of their fear, making you gentle when they finally admit they are scared you will hate them. Hold on to my words until the very last sentence is spoken over your life today. I will reveal the specific song you will hear in the background when they finally gather the courage to make their full confession. This will be your absolute proof that I orchestrated this meeting, and that their fear of you hating them has been defeated. I know the deep ache in your chest when you see others walking hand in hand, wondering when your turn will come. The divine secret is that your soulmate watches those same couples, wishing they were brave enough to bring their confession to you right now. They look at you from afar and think, I am scared you will hate me, because they do not realize how much grace you carry. The final step of trust is to stop asking me if you are worthy of a great and epic love story. You must accept your own beauty so that when they arrive with their messy confession, you can lead them with pure confidence. If you do not know your own worth, you will not be able to catch them when they fall apart, terrified you will hate them. The Lord says, I have placed a very specific calling on your life, a calling to love someone back to true emotional health. Your soulmate is walking toward you with a heavy limp, constantly whispering into the wind, I am scared you will hate me. What they need to confess is how many times they failed in the past, and they desperately need you to look at them with soft eyes. When you see a sudden flash of light out of the corner of your eye, do not be alarmed or confused. These unseen signs are simply the angels I have assigned to protect this connection while they prepare for their terrifying confession. My angels are guarding their heart from the enemy's lie that you will hate them when you hear the absolute truth. I ask you to remain patiently with me until the final revelation is unlocked for you. I am going to tell you the exact time of day they will finally break their silence and pour out their hidden confession. You will use this knowledge to anchor your spirit, proving that their fear of you hating them was always meant to be washed away. There were nights when you cried out to me, feeling like a forgotten child in a vast and empty world. The divine secret is that your soulmate was the one who felt forgotten, and I used your prayers to keep them alive until they could make their confession. What they need to confess is that they were in a very dark place, and they are scared you will hate them for having been so lost. Take this final step of trust and build a quiet, safe room within your own mind for them to rest. When they finally speak the words, "I am scared you will hate me," you must invite them into this safe space where no judgment exists. Their confession will be the key that locks the door behind you both, keeping the harsh world out and my perfect peace inside. Jesus says, "You are a beacon of intense light in a world that is often cold, dark, and terribly unforgiving. Your soulmate sees your light, but they are hiding in the shadows, paralyzed by the thought, 'I am scared you will hate me.' What they need to confess is a deep insecurity that tells them they will only bring darkness into your beautiful, glowing life. Have you caught yourself suddenly smelling a familiar scent, like a specific flower or a faint trace of rain, when nothing is there? These unseen signs are my way of dropping a piece of their environment into yours, familiarizing your soul with theirs before the great confession. I am doing this so that when they finally stand before you, terrified you will hate them, they will already feel like home to you. Do not click away from this divine appointment before the ending arrives. I am going to share the exact feeling that will wash over your entire body the second they finish making their painful confession. This promised feeling will be the ultimate proof that you were born to heal their fear of you hating them. You have spent years trying to fix people who were never meant to stay in your life permanently. The divine secret is that those painful lessons were training you for this exact moment, preparing you to hear the confession of your true soulmate. What they need to confess will trigger all your old fears, but you must not let them believe you will hate them for it. The final step of trust is to promise me that you will not run away when things get messy and real. When they look into your eyes with tears falling down their face, saying, "I am scared you will hate me," you must stand your ground. Their confession is the ultimate test of your unconditional love, and I know you have the strength to pass it with flying colors. The Lord says, "I am weaving a tapestry of redemption, and the threads of your life are perfectly intertwined with theirs. Yet, there is a knot in their thread, tied tightly by the devastating thought, 'I am scared you will hate me.' What they need to confess is the terrible secret that created this knot, and your loving hands are the only tools that can untangle it. When you experience a sudden rush of energy that makes you want to clean your home or organize your space, pay attention. These unseen signs are a spiritual nesting instinct, my way of making you prepare a physical space for the weight of their confession. I am making your home a sanctuary because they will need a quiet place to hide when they admit they are scared you will hate them. Listen closely and do not leave me, because the final blessing is drawing very near. I will reveal the specific physical gesture they will make with their hands when they are halfway through their trembling confession. When you see this gesture, you will know immediately how to comfort them and destroy their fear that you will hate them. You have wondered why your heart feels so vast, like a deep ocean with no bottom in sight. The divine secret is that I made your heart that deep so it could easily swallow the massive confession your soulmate is bringing to you. What they need to confess is heavy enough to sink a small ship, but they are scared you will hate them before they realize you are an ocean of grace. The final step of trust is for you to completely release the idea of a perfect, flawless romance. Real love is built in the trenches of vulnerability, right at the exact moment they say, "I am scared you will hate me." You must embrace the messiness of their confession, knowing that I am using it to cement a bond that nothing in this world can ever break. Jesus says, "My child, look closely at the palms of your hands and see the lines I have drawn upon them. Those hands were perfectly designed to hold the face of your soulmate when they are crying and saying, 'I am scared you will hate me.' What they need to confess will cause them to lower their head in shame, and you must use those hands to gently lift their chin. If you ever feel a sudden flutter in your stomach, like a nervous excitement you cannot explain, do not ignore it. These unseen signs are the direct reflection of their own nerves as they stand outside your door, practicing their confession over and over. They are pacing back and forth, terrified you will hate them, and I am letting you feel their heartbeat to soften your own. You must remain here with me, because the climax of this message contains the absolute key to your future happiness. I am preparing to tell you the exact color of the clothing they will be wearing when they finally deliver this life-changing confession. This specific color will be a symbol of my promise to you, confirming that their fear of you hating them is completely unfounded. You have secretly asked me to take away the pain of your past so you can finally be happy. The divine secret is that I am using the pain of your past to make you incredibly empathetic to the confession your soulmate must make. What they need to confess is a pain so similar to yours that they are deeply scared you will hate them for reminding you of it. Take the final step of trust and open your mouth to declare forgiveness before they even speak a word. Speak out loud into your empty room, "I forgive you," so the atmosphere is already primed for the moment they say, "I am scared you will hate me." Your pre-forgiveness will shatter their hesitation, allowing their true confession to flow out without the heavy chains of fear holding it back. The Lord says, "I am looking at the timeline of your life, and the chapter of deep loneliness is finally coming to an abrupt end. But the new chapter begins with a very difficult conversation, starting with the painful words, 'I am scared you will hate me.' What they need to confess is the prologue to your beautiful future together, and you cannot skip these difficult pages. When you hear your own name called out in a crowd but turn to find no one looking at you, smile gently. These unseen signs are simply their spirit shouting your name in desperation, crying out for your mercy ahead of their confession. I let you hear it so you will remember how much they need you, especially when they are so deeply scared you will hate them. I urge you to stay deeply connected to these words until I give you the final seal. I am going to explain the exact way the weather will suddenly change the moment they finally finish making their heavy confession. This shift in the sky will be my personal signature on your relationship, proving that the fear of you hating them was just a passing storm. There are times when you feel a deep, unexplainable sadness that brings tears to your eyes out of nowhere. The divine secret is that you are feeling their extreme guilt, the guilt that drives them to think, "I am scared you will hate me." What they need to confess has been eating them alive from the inside, and I am allowing you to share the burden so they do not collapse. Your final step of trust is to refuse to let your own ego get in the way of their healing process. When they make their confession, you might feel a brief flash of pride or judgment, but you must crush it instantly.